Hello everybody and welcome to episode 11 of Rewriting the Past here on TEW 2020. As ever, we are of course in charge of WCW as we build toward Uncensored after a very successful Super Brawl 8 in the previous episode, in which Sting managed to retain the World Heavyweight title over Randy Savage. Lex Luger failed again as he got beat by Hollywood Hogan, who obviously cheated. And the big story, of course, is that Ric Flair could not be trusted and turned his back on Bret Hart in the match against Rude and Hennig. Otherwise, good show. Of course, our tag title situation is now up in the air. The Outsiders did beat the Steiners, and then Scott Hall promptly has broken his neck. So, it is what it is. We're going to book something today. We've got 6. He's back in 2 weeks and we have offered him a new contract as well. So we've got some contracts on the go. We're going to give Ray Traylor a new deal, Sean Waltman, and we're going to try and poach Jack Briscoe from the WWF as a road agent. Because we probably could use some good road agents if we have a look at what we've actually got. Like, Arn's very good. Dusty's very good. Finley's okay. JJ Dillon's okay, Kevin Sullivan's okay, Wall Street's okay, Orndorff's really good, Morales is okay, and Bud Lee Parker's whatever. So, getting another like elite level road agent, because if we look at Jack Briscoe, you know, elite level road agent, if you ask me. So, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to book Nitro. It's the fallout of Super Brawl, the build to Uncensored, and I actually have an idea. So obviously, my initial plan was to put the tag belt onto 6 and do Nash and 6 versus someone. Maybe a rematch with the Steiners, I don't know. And obviously, we've got Savage versus Piper in a steel cage planned, and currently that's my main event. Currently, because I'm actually wondering about doing a tag with Sting involved. I'm sort of looking into it. I'm thinking Sting, Luger, and Bret. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna actually do this. So we're gonna have Sting, Lex Luger, and Bret Hart versus. And I'm gonna leave it blank just now because I'm gonna build this angle on the show. We're going to build the angle on the show. I think it's a good little angle, to be honest. So we're going to have Teddy Long get into Wrestler's Court, and once again, Dean Malenko passing stuff down to Prince Iaukea. Let's have a little look actually at Iaukea. Is he still improving massively on the psychology front? Yeah, I mean, he's up 6 points already. So that's definitely been working miracles. We were last in the Southeast last night, so we will go to Mid-Atlantic, I guess. And we'll go to the Charleston Civic Centre tonight. And pretty simple, we're going to open the show here with Randy Savage and Roddy Piper. We're going to have Roddy be off screen, and it's simply going to be Savage arrives irate, wants to kill Piper. Pretty brutal to start off the show, but that's very simply what he wants to do. We are then going to open the show with actually a better idea. We're going to have Gene Okerlund, Kevin Nash, and it's going to be Mean Gene asks for an update on Hall. Nash says he's out. Unsure who his partner will be. Yeah, that works. And then we will have a tag match. And we will have the Steiners coming out. We're going to have them take on the Stretchers. You may be thinking I should be doing more with Dean Malenko, but I'm actually quite enjoying this little team that he's got with Prince Iaukea at the moment. We'll give them some time in the match to look good. And we'll then have Ted DiBiase, Scott Steiner, and Rick Steiner. And that was star quality, I think we were rating those guys on. And we'll have them talk about Kevin Nash. It'll be off screen. DiBiase and Steiner say Nash should have to defend the titles solo. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Up next, we're going to have Chris Jericho. And he is just going to put himself over. Actually, we'll do it with Mean Gene. We'll do it with Gene. So, Jericho puts himself over. Mean Gene asks, who is next? Yeah, I don't really... I mean, that could lead very nicely into a Goldberg match. But I think Goldberg's above the TV title by just a little bit. We will then have Jericho defend against... let's see. Who have we actually been giving wins to recently? Not many guys, to be honest, in the babyface side. We'll give him Ray. Yeah, we'll do Jericho Ray. We're going to give him 10. And we will have Jericho get the win. Tainted, as ever. We are then going to have Bret Hart, Ric Flair. Off screen. It's going to be simply Bret Hart is looking for Ric Flair after he turned at the pay-per-view. And then we'll go into another match. And we will do... Who will we do? Who will we do? Did we do Goldberg? No, we'll do Goldberg later. We'll do Juve. I think we'll give Juve a win. We'll do Juve Psychosis. Because Psychosis is... No, he's not back yet, is he? Nope. Scratch that. We'll do Juve... Oh, still that's a risk. We don't really have any cruisers, do we? You know what? Michael Wall Street, you are recognizable to the fans. You are taking this loss. Oh god, I'm clicking everything wrong here. So open, script, and it'll be a flash pinfall. And he's fine with that, so that's good. And then we'll just have Eddie come out after and call out Juve. It can be on screen based off of star quality, I guess. There we go. Eddie comes down, claps sarcastically for Juve. Yeah, and absolutely not is Buddy Lee Parker doing that. Okay. 50 minutes left to book. I think now is the time for Sting and Lex. Sting and Lex discuss last night. Lex beats himself up. Sting says Lex will bounce back. Pretty simple stuff, really. Nothing overly complicated there. And then we'll also have another angle with Buff Bagwell, Goldberg. Off screen, we'll script Buff. Buff says last night was a fluke. Wants Goldberg right now. And we'll have Scott Norton be based on Menace there. And then we will do a match. We will do Goldberg versus Buff again. And much like last night, it will be another Goldberg win. We won't make it open. We'll make it open and decisive. And we'll have interference once again from Scott Norton. This is just another way to getting Goldberg on the show and getting a good win. Did I pick the right thing there? Yeah, I did. And then we're going to have Curt Hennig and Rick Rude. So Hennig and Rude gloat about win last night. Say another surprise is coming. Yeah. Oh, entertainment. Well, we'll have that with Gene. Okay, now we're going to book our main event. So, have I done Sting and Luger, Curt and Rick Rude? Oh, nope. I have not. Excellent. So we're going to give this 16 minutes. And we are going to have Sting get the win, not Lex. Very important that it is not Lex that gets the win. And we are going to have it be from an outside interference finish. We'll have Curt attacked by Brett. And then, to finish the show, we're going to have Rick. I need to rate all these guys properly here, so I'll do that in a second. So Rick, Rude, Curt, Sting, Lex, Brett. And I think we're going to just risk doing entertainment on everyone. And hopefully this. Apologies if you can hear the bin being emptied out there. So, and we have to do this in very short-term form. Flair runs down, low blows Brett, Hennig and Rude take out Sting and Lex. Flair then shakes hands with Rude, with them, shakes hands, that'll do. Perfect. I would be penalised, so we need to add maybe like a minute to this match. 2 minutes to that match. A minute to the Hoovy match. There we go, not penalised. So, what we're going to do now is, I'm going to do this part now. Stables, we are going to actually take Rick Rude and Curt Hennig out of the NWO. Done. No roll and no roll. So, and we're actually going to make a new stable. Now, I don't actually have a name for these guys yet, but it's going to be Ric Flair, Curt Hennig, and not Rocco Rock, Rick Rude, and leader, deputy. I'll be an alliance, more than a stable. And what can we, do I have any like pictures for Ric Flair? No, I don't. What can we call these guys? I don't have a name off the top of my head. Flair, Hennig, and Rude. And they've all got like... I'm just going to call them Flair, Hennig, and Rude for now. That'll do. Because it's just those three guys. that we're having in a like a little stable together. And you can probably tell what the other match for Uncensored is going to be. And if you don't, then, I mean, come on. Let's get some pre-show booked. Let's do World of Sport against Disorderly Conduct. Have we done that? No, we haven't, actually, surprisingly. Let's give Chris Adams a win. He's got no momentum. And then we'll give another tag for the pre-show. We're going to do this Rick and Ray team that I had on the go. And they can just take on Enos and Bloom. And that'll be a good way of giving those two guys a win. And then we'll have one last pre-show match. We'll have a singles match. Let's do someone good. Let's have Benoit take on... Let's do Benoit Saturn. Be a pretty killer pre-show match there. Script it and decisive. Yep, that'll do it. I think it's time to get the show running, I think. We've not done anything else with Piper, but that's fine. We're going to keep Piper off until Thunder. I like to keep Piper and Savage like sort of avoiding each other the whole time. Let's go. Let's see what happens with this show. We've got a 50 rated pre-show match as One of the Sport beat Disorderly Conduct. Good stuff. Norman Smiley once again completely outshining everyone. Then have a decent 53 rated match as Rick Martel and Ray Traylor defeat Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom when Ray Traylor wins with the Trailer Trash, which I did not know that was his finisher name. And then a 63 rated match as Chris Benoit defeats Saturn just to get the crowd a bit warmed up. Before we open the show with Randy Savage arriving, you can imagine classic Macho Man, you know, throwing stuff to the side, just losing his mind. He's been screwed out of the World Heavyweight title by Roddy Piper and he wants to kill Roddy Piper. We can imagine that's his exact words. We then have an 8-8 rated segment with Kevin Nash and Mean Gene. Mean Gene asks for an update on Scott Hall and Nash says, look, Scott's out. He's got a broken neck. Scott's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Not sure who my partner's going to be. And kind of leaves, not really sure what's happening. 69 rated match as the Steiners defeat the Stretchers in 8:43 with Scott Steiner winning with the Steinerizer. Iakea the weak link, but I mean a 39. I never thought this series would devolve into me giving Prince Iakea the amount of ring time that he's got, but you know, that's what's ended up happening. And then afterwards, 65 rated, a bit rubbish, as Ted DiBiase, Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner all basically say, look, we don't care that Scott Hall's out. Nash needs to defend the titles and we want the title match tonight, tomorrow, Thunder, the pay-per-view, whenever. Jericho and Mean Gene are then next, and Gino Carlin just asks Chris, you know, who's next for Jericho? I mean, your amazing unbeaten run has definitely not been tainted by cheap wins. You know, Jericho then a bit angry about that before leading into a good match, 67 overall, as Chris Jericho defeats Rey Mysterio Jr., who comes out for just a challenge, and Jericho making defense number 5 of the TV title. Chris Jericho on a little unbeaten streak himself. I mean, do we do Jericho Goldberg? The problem is the TV title is so below Bill Goldberg, and I'd have to get the title off of Goldberg. This is probably not worth doing unless we do non-title. We then have Bret Hart arriving, looking for Ric Flair, and not able to find him as of yet, but I can imagine, similar to Savage, Bret also pissed. We have a 62 rated match, which, you know, whatever, that'll take that, as Hoovy defeats Michael Wall Street in 6:48 with a surprise roll-up. Wall Street actually have a decent performance, to be fair to him. And then the pretty rubbish segment is as Eddie comes down, and you can imagine him sarcastically clapping Hoovy for winning. Just a quick setup for their upcoming match at the pay-per-view. We'll give Hoovy some good wins over the next month to get his popularity, hopefully to a point where he's recognisable for the fans. We'll check on Hoovy after the show. We did have Sting and Lex Luger discussing last night, and Lex beating himself up. Sting says, look, Lex, you're Lex Luger, you'll bounce back from this. Hogan cheated. We've got a match tonight, and we're going to win. We're going to get you back on track, mate. We're still not addressing that. Buff Bagwell then comes out to the ring with Scott Norton by his side and says, Goldberg, you know, last night was a fluke. I want a rematch right now. Goldberg duly obliges, comes down and beats Buff Bagwell again in 7 minutes. Scott Norton also attacking Goldberg, but to no avail. Just a repeat of last night, basically. In an 8-2 rated segment, as Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, and Gene Okerlund are all having a chat. Gene asks, you know, Hennig and Rude, what's next for you two? Did you know what was going to happen with Ric Flair? And they say, look, they didn't need Ric Flair's help. They don't want Ric Flair's help. They were going to win anyway. And there is another surprise coming, you know, like, just watch the main event and you'll see what happens. And then in said main event, we get a 77 overall, which is actually not too bad. Everybody looking pretty good, actually. And Sting and Lex Luger do defeat Kurt Hennig and Rick Rude in 15:46 when Sting submits Kurt Hennig with the Scorpion Deathlock after Bret Hart interferes in the match while looking for Ric Flair. And then to finish it off, we have Ric Flair running down post-match, taking out Bret with the low blow. Hennig and Rude then dismantle Lex and Sting. And then Ric Flair shakes hands with Kurt Hennig and Rick Rude, indicating the plan was there all along. And, you know, what a scumbag. I've also just realised what I could actually do here. And I'm going to discuss that now. 92 rated segment though, to finish the show with an 83. Good show overall. Not as good as previous Nitros, but we did have to sort of reset some things like Hoovy getting some airtime and sort of figuring out what to do with the tag titles and things like that. But a good show, 83 overall, increased their popularity in 26 regions. And I've just realised what I want to do now. I've got Ric Flair, right? I've got Ric Flair in a stable with two guys. I could add a fourth guy to that stable. And we could relaunch the Four Horsemen. Look at that in a second. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to relaunch the Four Horsemen. Please have a graphic. Yeah, we do. Excellent. The Four Horsemen. Oh, not Horsenam. Four Horsemen. If I can spell Horseman right. Yeah. We're going to do the Four Horsemen. We've not got 4 members yet. And we're actually going to modify that from individuals to a faction. Yeah. Yep. Oh yes. Why has Sting got big morale issues now? Ugh. Pressure to be the figurehead. Did I just take him off being the figurehead? Yep. Yep. Right. We need Sting's morale to improve because it's killing us. And he's not actually gaining anything as the figurehead either. And I was irritated being dropped. Like, Sting, just have 100 grand. Have another 100 grand. There we go, right. That's Sting shut up. So we've got Sting's morale fixed. We've taken him off being the figurehead because he was complaining about it. We don't actually really have anybody. Hogan's the closest. Yeah, Hogan's the closest. Let's get rid of that. It was causing a detrimental effect anyway. As I was saying, I've been jumping back and forth here. Four Horsemen are back. Flair, Hennig, and Rude. We can imagine at the end of the show, after they've shaken hands, they've put the 4 up. But who is going to be our 4th member? I mean, I feel like people might know who we're doing. And it's not Juventud Guerrera, I'm just clicking him while I've remembered. Yeah, he's gained a few points. I feel like a lot of people might have an idea what we want to do, but all will be revealed. All will be revealed. Anyway, 83 for us. What did Raw get? 76. Destroyed. Absolutely battered. No wonder, because they did Triple H, Ahmed Johnson, one-man gang. Tiger Ali Singh, Tom... This is a terrible show. Maybe I should have booked the WWF on this save. Anyway, Jack Briscoe, rival update. Yokozuna extends. Yep, that's fine. What have they offered Jack Briscoe? Yeah, let's bump that up. Let's do 40 grand a month. And we'll give him a bonus of 10%. Let's get back in charge of that negotiation. And I'll see you guys in a moment for Thunder. Okay, so it's Day of Thunder time. Nothing has happened in the 2 days since. Shinya Hashimoto did win the IWGP Heavyweight title on a New Japan show. And Jack Briscoe should be coming our way now, because the WWF's most recent offer is not being seriously considered. So fingers crossed, at the end of this show, we will have an answer on that front. So, Thunder. I don't actually have any plans for this episode, so we're just going to go in and wing it. That seems like a good idea. Seems like a very good idea. Let's go to the southwest, and let's go to the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Phoenix Suns, which might mean we'll get that Phoenix Gorilla guy, the mascot that Kane destroyed that one time on Raw back in this time saying, actually. I think it's maybe 98, 99. I think it was 98 that happened. So anyway, I'm rambling. Let's book the show. We're going to have the 4 horsemen, or the 3 horsemen as they currently are, of Ric Flair, Kurt Hennig, and Rick Rude, not Damien. So 4 horsemen arrive, throw up the salute, say there's work to be done. Yeah, actually, I'm really happy with the fact that I've decided to go this route. And then we're going to have Randy Savage, Gene Okerlund, and Roddy Piper. Entertainment. Mean Gene asks Savage if he's found Piper. Says he hasn't, but will definitely see him at pay-per-view in Cage. Obviously, we had Piper offer that Cage match initially, so that's what happened there. We're then going to have Ray and Juventud, and they will take on the Stretchers. And this is just to get Hoovy a win. Ayakea can be the loser. Could be a fun little match, actually. I'm not going to have Hoovy speak. Well, actually, that's going to be all we're going to do for the Cruiserweight title this week. Yes. So, Diamond Dallas Page next with Gene Okerlund. And it's going to be simple. Mean Gene asks DDP what's next. DDP says he doesn't know, but will face anybody. And we will then have... Did we do a DDP match? Yeah, let's do a DDP match. DDP can take... I mean, Alex Wright's irritated. Is that about not being booked, I'm guessing? So, congratulations, Alex. You've been booked. Decisive win for DDP there. And then... Yeah, but we will do this. We will. We'll have the Giant come out and we'll script both guys. The Giant appears on the rampway, makes title belt gesture. DDP appears to agree. So obviously the Giant Ah, screw it, let's just risk it. The Giant, obviously defeating Raven at the pay-per-view kind of makes him like a de facto #1 contender. We're actually then going to have Raven backstage. And we're going to have him cut a promo on Benoit. Raven says Benoit is responsible for Raven's downfall recently, as he should be US champ. And then that'll lead us into, we'll do Benoit against one of the flock. I suppose Kidman, I guess, or I've just done Saturn on the pre-show. We'll do Kidman. Yeah, I've not done that match, so we'll give it 7. We'll have Benoit get the win. And then we will actually move this up. Yeah, we'll do it that way. And we'll actually have Benoit be on screen and we'll do selling. There we go. We'll have Raven come in and beat him up after the match. That probably works better. Sting, Lex, and Brett. Overness. Ric Flair, Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude. And it's going to be very simple. Sting, Lex, and Brett want a match with the 4 Horsemen. Simple. We're then going to have Kevin Nash and Hollywood Hogan. Nash asks Hogan if he wants to be his partner. Well, Hogan declines. That doesn't work for me, brother. And then we're going to another angle. Let's keep the angles going. And we're going to actually have Roddy Piper and Gene Okerlund and Macho Man. Mean Gene interviews Piper, is interrupted as Savage attacks both men. Brawl until security get involved. That'll do. Yep. Simple. We'll then do a tag. And I think we'll actually do Kevin Nash and Conan. Yeah, Kevin Nash and Conan. And they can take on Harlem Heat. Yep, that'll do. We'll give it 10. We'll actually put the tag belts on the line. We'll have Nash get the win. Yeah, I think that's fine. That should work how I want it to work. I mean, can I make it like Alter Champion? Can we make that like vacant? No. Hopefully this will work. I've never actually done this before, so I don't know if it will, but hopefully it will. Right. So, I mean, if we do Kevin Nash in 6, I think we'll just do a rematch versus the Steiner brothers. And then this obviously will be Ric Flair, Rick Rude, and Kurt Hennig. Oh. Move that up there. Eddie Guerrero versus Jovan Todd. Diamond, Dallas Page versus the Giant. You know what? I'm going to do it. Non-title. Yeah, we'll do that non-title, and then we'll chuck Chris Benoit versus Raven on the show as well. That's a pretty nice little lineup, I think, actually. So we're going to have Chris Jericho. And do you know what? We're actually going to have him call it Goldberg. Jericho says he has the best unbeaten streak in company. Challenges Goldberg. Could be a fun little match. Obviously, they built that in real. Jericho built that in real life, and it never actually happened. So we're going to have the match actually happen, which is going to be fun. And then for our main event, what do we want to do for the main event? We could actually do Goldberg. What is Scott Norton's? It's maybe too risky. It's maybe too risky to do as the main event, so we'll do it now. We'll have Goldberg get the win. We'll make it open. We'll give Norton some hits. And then main event, who have we got that we've not really used? I mean, Eddie? I think I know what we'll do. We'll do Lex versus Kurt. Yeah, we've not booked that singles match. In a way. No, actually, no. We'll do Lex versus Rick. No, we won't. I don't like that at all. Why is everybody involved in main event storylines? No, we will do Lex versus Rick. I'll have it be open, scripted, and it will be an interference finish, a distraction finish, as Lex will get distracted by Rick Rude. And there we go. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with that. Will these titles be defended? I'm going to see what happens. I don't actually know if they will be. Or do I temporarily change this to... No. Let's see what happens. Pre-show. Who has bad momentum? Dave Taylor. Yep. Can take on. Yeah, let's. I don't know what I'm booking here, but we'll just book this. Oh god. I always click the wrong thing. Give Piper a win on the pre-show. And then we'll do Steven Regal can take on Lismark Jr. It's a fun rematch. I think Regal's got bad momentum, so we'll build him up a bit because he could be a guy that we want to use. And then we'll just do a big 3 versus 3. Just chuck guys in. So we'll chuck in Martel and Ray Traylor, and they can team with Chavo to take on Louis Piccoli, Michael Wall Street, and Vincent. Wow. what a match we've got in store for people here tonight. We'll get Ray Trail to get a win over his ex-stablemates. Wow, that match stinks. So anyway, let's book Thunder. It's a bit of a thrown together show. But I think it'll be alright. Hopefully. Piper gets the win. 67 rated overall match against Dave Taylor. Good match, actually. Regal beats Lismark. Good match as well. And 57, okay. So Ray Traylor is looking very stale. Let's change Ray Traylor's gimmick then, I guess. What is his gimmick? Oh, it's got a CNA Wonder. Rubbish. I mean, I don't really want to just use Badass again, but I don't know what to do. All-American? Avenging Angel? I mean, this is kind of what he actually did, wasn't it? Biker Brawler? Yeah, screw it. Brawler, that'll do. Anyway, back to the show. Oh Christ, I just skipped a segment. Well, the Four Horsemen arrived. I didn't see what I got. Sorry. I didn't. Can I go back to here to find out what I got? No, I can't. And I've done it again. Oh, this is all gone wrong. This is all gone wrong. Right, so we had the opening of the show. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why does it, when you return to the booking screen, it skips to the next thing? That's just so stupid. So the Four Horsemen arrived and did something. And then Savage cut a promo on Piper. That'll do. Yeah. Right. We'll look at the scores for that at the end. Oh, I'm an idiot. So, the opening match, Ray and Hoovy defeat the Stretchers in a 66 rated match. Good match, actually, this. Hoovy with a decent enough performance. Ray, the man of the match here. Good match. Good little opener. And then, 89, DDP and Gene Okerlund. DDP's out for his match and he says, look, Gene, I don't have an opponent for next month. It's uncensored. I'll take on anybody. I'm a fighting champion. He defeats Alex Wright. Alex Wright had a rubbish performance. So well done, Alex. You really earned that booking tonight. And then, a 93 overall as the Giant appears at the top of the rampway and does, the classic, the belt gesture, like, and then the point. DDP, I want you next. And DDP looks like he says, bring it on, big man. Bring it on. 93 overall. Incredible, by the way. Benoit off his game, but does defeat Kidman in 640 with the headbutt. And then afterwards, we do have Raven come down, take out Benoit with the even flow DDT and says, look, my downfall is because of you. You stuck your nose in the US title matches, the US title feud with DDP. If you didn't do that, I would be the US champion right now. Just a quick, simple, bang, bang, get in, get out. And an 85 overall as Sting, Luger and Brett say backstage, look, they want a match with the Four Horsemen. They don't care when it is. It'll be a fight. Simple as. Everybody did very well. 85 overall. And the 100 rating. Excellent. And it's all... The whole rating is because Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan, is asked by Kevin Nash. Nash comes up and is like, hey, big man, you want to be co-tag champs with me while Scott's out? And Hogan goes, look, brother, that doesn't work for me, brother. I want to be the world champ. I mean, I love you, Big Kev, Big Sexy, but it's not going to happen. Get one of the other guys to do it for now. I've got bigger things to fry, basically. 100 overall rating. Beautiful. Then a 90 overall rating as Mean Gene interviews Roddy Piper and Savage attacks, gets his hands on the hot rod. They both go wild brawl back and forth everywhere before security finally get involved and stop these two men from trying to tear each other apart. That will happen in the cage uncensored as the heat is building for this match. And a really good match, actually. Right, so this could be fun. So Kevin Nash and Conan defeat Harlem Heat in 10 minutes and 4 seconds when Nash pins Booker T with a handful of tights. Nash and Conan win the World Tag Team titles, apparently. So, right, so that didn't quite work as planned, but that's fine. I can make it work. So Nash and Conan are now the tag champions. So maybe we just do Nash and Conan against the Steiners, which is probably the better idea, to be honest. So, oh well. We've learned. 70 overall. Good match. Stevie Ray stunk at the joint, but that's fine. 66 overall is Chris Jericho, our esteemed television champion, comes out and says, you know, I'm on an unbeaten streak. I don't know, 6-0 or whatever he currently is. And he thinks, well, there's another man around here who's got an unbeaten streak, and it's only fair that there's one person with an unbeaten streak. So I want Goldberg at the pay-per-view. Goldberg then does have a match against Scott Norton, just to finish off that little feud, basically. And Goldberg gets the win in 8 minutes and 11 with the spear. No psychology in the match, but that's fine. 71 overall. No comment made by Goldberg about Jericho, at least for now. We're going to have Jericho kind of needle at Goldberg. And then, yeah, a good match. 78 overall main event as Ric Flair defeats Lex Luger with the figure 4 leg lock after Rick Rude basically, I don't know, bangs him with a chair or something. Good match. Good main event. And it does give the show an 86, which I believe is our highest rating. All thanks to this amazing little run of promos here. But we're cooking some good stuff here. 86 overall, increased popularity in 7 regions. Let's have a little look and see what's going on in the world before we end this episode. I'm delighted with that. The tag title thing's a bit annoying. I wish you could have just had it continued as Hall and Nash, but that's fine, it is what it is. Nash and Conan, I guess, are our new champions. 2.16 for Thunder. Feedback has been awesome. And Ray Traylor and Sean Waltman have both renewed their deals with the company, which is excellent. Yeah, so if you look at our defences here, it is what it is. Kevin Nash and Conan. I guess 6 can come out of that for now. Actually, if we look at this, so this is what our card's looking like. So we've not got a plan for Hogan yet. We might give Hogan the month off. We'll see how it goes. But our main event for Uncensored 1990 is going to be Randy Savage and Roddy Piper in a steel cage. It's going to be a good match. I'm very optimistic about this. Sting, Lex Luger and Bret Hart take on Ric Flair, Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig of the Four Horsemen. Kevin Nash and Conan defend the World Tag Titles against the Steiner Brothers. Eddie Guerrero defends the Cruiserweight title against Juventud Guerrera. Diamond Dallas Page defends the US title against the Giant. Goldberg versus Chris Jericho. And Chris Benoit versus Raven. So we're going to just quickly do some storyline adjustments. So we want to get Buff out, Conan out, Norton out, Vincent out. And let's just end that storyline. Let's get Jericho into there. There we go. Heavyweight title picture. Let's get Hennig and Rude out of this. And we'll put them into here. With Rick, Kurt, and Rick again. Just doing some moving around. US Heavyweight, that's fine. Tag title, we'll add Conan to this one. Cruiserweight, that's fine. Goldberg streak, yeah, that works for me. We've got 7 hot storylines as well, which is good. But that's going to do it for today's episodes. A really good pair of shows, 83 and 86. We're on a very good run of shows currently. Good Nitro. We have set fully confirmed Ric Flair's heel turn as well, and we've reunited the 4 Horsemen with 3 members, but that's fine. The NW have obviously lost 2. That's fine. We can always replace Hennig and Rude as well. The Flock are struggling as a group, that's fine. And these guys have obviously got some huge momentum on the go in the lead up to Uncensored. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the shows. Give a like if you did. Leave a comment if you've got any opinions on what we should do. Who should be the 4th member of the 4 Horsemen? Should we add anybody else to the NWO? Do we actually give Hogan a match at the pay-per-view? I mean, these are all questions we need to answer. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in 2 days' time for another episode of Nitro, another episode of Thunder, and whatever else happens in between. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.